Hello guys and gals, and welcome back to another episode of Haunted Gaming. And judging by that thumbnail, you most likely know this is a CREEPYPASTA, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this brand new Pokemon CREEPYPASTA called Silver Stairs. It's about Lavender Town, so I know what you're thinking, but relax, it might be good, so enjoy Silver Stairs. It was finally summer. I'd just gotten home from school on the last day of the year. I was so excited to finally relax after a long year of getting up early only to learn a bunch of stuff I probably never need to remember in the real world. I walked upstairs to my room and opened my laptop as I did every day. This would inevitably be my only activity for the rest of the summer. It wasn't that I was addicted, there's just nothing to do. I had long grown out of playing with my toy ponies and playing pretend outside. There wasn't really anything for me to do that wouldn't make me look like an idiot. So I turned on my computer and sat in my chair. I leaned back as I started up, thinking, what to do? I wasn't in the mood for Minecraft. I don't have any ideas on starting to draw. I was already bored of the new MMO I'd recently downloaded. I couldn't think of anything else to write. I flipped through my folders where I keep all my desktop programs organized. When I came across my gaming folder, my eyes fell upon the VBA emulator. This is when I thought, why not play a Pokemon game? I honestly didn't have much interest in the newer games. I always favor the classics, and after Generation 2, I didn't even recognize them as Pokemon anymore. So after much debating in my thoughts of which one to play, I decided to play Silver. It was my first ever Pokemon game back in the day, and my friends had given me the ROM. I still had it, but I didn't want to overwrite the save file. The game had been beaten long ago, and I had worked my way up to a level 100 Scyther and a level 100 Rapidash named Honey. They were my two favorite Pokemon of that time. Long story short, I couldn't part with my old team. Besides, you get a free virtual Game Shark in an emulator. I played through the first half of the game within a few days. I of course cheated my way through all 3 starters and unlimited Master Balls. I caught every Pokemon I met and that didn't even belong to a trainer. And after beating the first round of the Elite Four, I was excited when I got to the Kanto region. I love the idea of being able to go back to the old world. Back when I first got the ROM in real life, my friend was bored and wanted to borrow it. She almost beat Kanto for me. I didn't get the chance to do much of it at all, and that frustrated me. I was finally able to experience it. So I eventually made it to Lavender Town. I love the urban legends of the little city, and I was quickly reminded of my disappointment that it had been changed in the second generation. The music was no longer creepy, and the Pokemon Tower was replaced with this boring old radio tower, leaving poor old Mr. Fuji with only a single room building to house a dead Pokemon. Heartless, really. I went to the new radio tower so I could remember what was inside. To my disappointment, the higher floors could not be accessed. The radio guy was just simply had stood there in the way, saying you couldn't go there because they'd beefed up security from Team Rocket. In curiosity, I went to Google to find out if there was any way to get past him. I hoped that there would be at least a mini-quest that I hadn't seen before, but I learned that it had been left out due to memory limitations on the ROM. So as I played on the surprisingly boring and storyless land of Kanto, my mind began to wander. I started to think, if there are no other floors of the radio tower, then why would they bother putting a door there at all? Why not just leave it out altogether so people wouldn't get confused? The Safari Zone, the museum, and the underground path all make sense since they were in the original game, but in the radio tower it just seems useless. I kept thinking because of that reason the door must have some purpose. I made up my mind, then to make use of the Game Shark capabilities. I flew back to Lavender Town and turned on the infamous walk-through wall script. That should get me through there, I thought defiantly. I simply walked around the man blocking the staircase and moved into it. To my frustration, though, the staircase just pushed me back onto the man. I immediately thought, why would they program that? They must have expected someone to try this cheat. They're definitely hiding something, so I spammed my up arrow key, hoping to possibly move too fast for the programming. It was a stupid little superstition, but I just felt like it could work. It didn't seem to work at first, but after, let's say, the billionth time, my character froze and the music had stopped. The typical VBA freeze behavior. Great, now I have to restart it. However, just as I was about to close out of it, I heard the door entry sound. The screen went white and my character reappeared in a short hallway. I turned giddy with excitement. I'd finally found a never-before-seen Pokemon secret. Wow. I eagerly pressed on. In the end of the hallway, where I came to a man. He was dressed like a Team Rocket member, so I walked up to him expecting a battle which would begin a new quest to foil Rocket's plans, but all he said was, "You shouldn't be here," and nothing else. No battle sequence or anything. I was disappointed, but also very intrigued. There had to be more to this. Next to the NPC there was another staircase. I went up and found myself in a very familiar place. The floor, the music, the gravestones. It was the rest of Pokemon Tower. Everything was left completely untouched. It's all still here, I thought, full of pride and intrigue. Not even the graphics had been changed. They were still the same black and white graphics of the Red and Blue series. I wonder why the programmers had left this, here. I began to explore the old tower, and when I got to the second floor, just like in the original games, I came across a ghost. The only problem now was that I had no scope or way to get one. Get out, it said. Which was no different. Also, like the old games, my Pokemon were too scared to move. There was nothing I could do but run and press on. When I got to the staircase that led to the top floor, I was confronted by the Marowak ghost. Her dialogue was different, however. Just go away, followed by ellipses and more ellipses, and then filthy human. This had surprised me. Finally something was different. Maybe I would finally, find a purpose of all this. I pressed run and tried again to go up the staircase just to see if it would happen again, which it did, but I was trapped now. Then I remembered a cheat I had seen before. You can use a Pokédoll to get past the Marowak ghost and not have to fight it. Luckily, I had a few with me, that I had earned from trainers or found along paths. I sent it out and left the battle scene. The ghost was the restless soul of Cubone's mother. The mother's soul was calmed. Well, that much hadn't changed. I went up the stairs to the top floor and walked to the end of the hallway where I saw Mr. Fuji. I thought this was odd since this would put him into the two places at once, in the soul house and here. I walked up to him and pressed A. Hello, Shadow, which is my player's name, by the way. I see you have found my secret. Long ago I made a huge mistake. The town was so poor, and we needed something to bring up tourism. I sacrificed the Pokemon Tower to build this radio tower, which has greatly disturbed the spirits. They no longer trust any human. However, the owners of the radio tower project have allowed me to move the bodies one by one to the soul house. It was a fatal mistake. There isn't nearly enough room or time. I am so weary. Mr. Fuji said nothing else. His speech explained so much. The guard at the bottom of the tower must have been there to hide the project, and more importantly, to protect guests, from the angered spirits. I explored the room to see if I could find anything else, but came across nothing. Since there seemed to be nothing else to do, I decided to go back down the stairs and leave the tower. Just as my character was about to step into the stairs, the screen had flashed to white, and when it came back, Mr. Fuji's sprite was turned on its side, as if it was laying down. This had shocked me. What just happened, though? I turned around and walked up, back up to it. When I pressed A, the battle sequence had started up. The enemy was a level 5 ghost. My character never sent out a Pokemon. Instead, I got the dialogue, hurry, get out while you can. I pressed A, and the battle screen had closed. I figured this was my cue to leave the tower. I passed through the levels as quickly as I could, frequently being attacked by ghosts saying leave now, get out, or go away, filthy human. Finally, I had escaped the tower. When I reached the door at the end of the first hallway, I was pushed in front of the man guarding the staircase in the radio tower. I turned to face him and pressed A to see if anything had changed. The man only said, "What have you done?" and then disappeared. After exiting the tower, I decided to go check on the soul house. When I went inside, Mr. Fuji indeed wasn't there. I went up to the people who wandered the house as usual, wondering if they had noticed he was gone. Mr. Fuji left to get something. He hasn't come back yet, though. I wonder when Mr. Fuji was gone. Have you seen Mr. Fuji? This must have been designed to strike guilt into the players, if to make them feel like they had been the cause of his death. Before I'd finally left, I noticed a Pokemon sprite in the corner of the room. That obviously wasn't there before. I went up to it, though. Cubone. Kyaru-gu. The Cubone's cry played, and with a flash, the sprite had disappeared. The rest of the game was normal after that. But I will never forget the secret I had found that day.
Well, 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 the cat videos of Creepypastas hath returned with the Pokemans in Lavender Town. I know, right? It's been a while, right? Although not the creepy Lavender Town we all know and love, but the newer, happier town that still possesses the darker secret, if you will. Now, first off, the cliches here for a Pokepasta are prevalent, and they can be excused, because at no point did I really cringe or, feel so off-put by them that I was like, fuck this. So in the end, they do work. One other thing, though, is that the build-up is existent, although it's not as fleshed out as, something like Zorax, and I'll keep mentioning that because I love that one. I love that Creepypasta's build-up. And the realm of believability is real. It stays within the parameters. The game didn't have demons running out of the monitors or game clerks learning super awesome ninja skills, tossing game cartridges into your eyes, screaming, "Free game!" It was intriguing to see what would happen, and it was a nice way to insert something eerie into one of our favorite games, which is always a really nice thing to do. And, rather than having some evil shit popping up and all of us not being scared whatsoever because it's trying too damn hard to, quote-unquote, scare us. Although this wasn't like, Lost Silver or any of the other really nice Pokepastas, it was better than, many other gaming Creepypastas and uses its game to proper effect rather than just picking two concepts, one game and just one random Creepypasta concept, mash them together and saying, yep, job well done, go team. All in all, this was nice, and I thought it was decent, and the use of Game Shark is believable, but I've never seen it happen for obvious reasons. I mean, I've tried, but, you know, I guess I could see it happen, you know, I guess. Maybe through a mod or something. It also gives a nice backstory, good theories and stuff too, but what would you rate this and what would you change to make it better? This has been another episode of Haunted Gaming, and if you like what you saw, then like, comment, and subscribe. This is me, Mudahar, and I am out.